Yo, what's going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to a brand new test hand / combo video. Today we're going to be doing some test hands and combos with my Marincess Shark deck. If you guys have not seen the deck profile, I'll leave a link to it up in the top right for you guys to check out so you can see what the deck list looks like. But yeah, before we hop into it, I want to mention a quick shout out to Imperium Duelist. If you guys are interested in this here playmat, or the inner sleeves that I'm using here, these very reminiscent of Player's Choice sleeves on the inside here. You can get them from Imperium Duelist. Everything, the mat, the sleeves, etc. You can get them from Imperium Duelist at the link below. You can use my discount code WINNERKILLS at checkout to save 10% off your entire order and support the channel in the process. Also, anybody else asking, the outer sleeves I'm using on the main and extra deck, they are from Dragon Shield. I believe they are the clear matte sleeves. Only reason I'm double sleeving here is because we got the main deck Starlight, so you know we got to keep them protected. So yeah, I already pile shuffled before I started filming this video, but you know, save a little time. But I'm gonna shuffle up just a little bit more here, just so you know you guys can see the deck is randomized. And then yeah, we're gonna run through some basic test hands here, and then if we don't somehow see the combos that I want to show, we'll kind of simulate them at the end. So yeah, that is it for the shuffling. Let's go ahead and get into our first hand. Also, reminder, if you guys are buying anything on TCG Player, please do not forget to use my affiliate link down in the description below. Anytime you guys shop and check out using that link, a small bit of revenue from your purchase goes right back to the channel and helps out a ton. So yeah, taking a look at the hand here, we're going to see that this is a rather rough hand. We do see two going second cards, Ash and Nibiru being pretty strong in this format. I mean, Ash is always good. Nibiru especially, very, very good card right now. It's either going to trade for their whole field or it'll trade for at least one Omni Negate. And we have a lot of cards in our deck that we can pair with the Nibiru to make sure that it will fully resolve. So we did open up the one of Dive, or the one of Wave, rather, not Dive. We do play 2 Dive. And if you guys watch the deck profile, you know why I don't like playing more than one of this card, because this can happen, obviously. I mean, you play it at any number, you'll see it in the hand, right? Even at 1. But it isn't really helping making our hand any better. But we still have combo, because we have Dive, and one Marincess name is going to be enough. So with this hand here, I would normal summon the Pascalis. We say we're not activating the effect, and that gives us our opponent the idea that we don't have any other names in hand, right? Crazy. So what we're going to do here is go ahead and find my Sea Angel. And then we're going to summon our Sea Angel, and we're going to declare the effect to go ahead and add a Marincess spell from our deck to our hand. Now, this is unchain blocked. We have a lot of ways to chain block this particular interaction here with our deck normally. But we don't really have it now. We normally use something like, you know, Blue Tang or Spring Girl to chain block, but again, we don't have that luxury. So if this gets ashed, it's really not the end of the world, because we can still dive back Pascalis and do our full combo as usual. So let's say worst case happens, right? Let's say they hit this with an Ash. Actually, we'll show both routes. Let's say this doesn't get hit with an Ash, because I want to show both routes. Like, okay, what do I do if they don't have Ash and they don't have an interruption there, right? And then what do I do if they do have an interruption? So obviously, if they don't interrupt us there, we're going to go ahead and grab the Battle Ocean, since we already have Dive, and it would be vice versa. If we already have Battle Ocean, we go grab Dive. So now we're going to go ahead and activate our Battle Ocean. And then since we have Battle Ocean, Dive can allow us to go ahead and summon directly from the deck. So we're going to go ahead and activate Dive here. And we're going to summon out a copy of Blue Tang. And then we're going to activate Blue Tang here to go ahead and send a copy of Spring Girl from their deck to the grave. And then thinking here, I think what we're going to do next is actually go ahead and link into a copy of Anemone. And then we don't have to use Battle Ocean here, although I guess we could, but we really don't have to. There's really no reason to. We want to, like, if we want to use Battle Ocean, we want to make sure we can at least chain block it, right? So we want to activate Blue Tang here, and I did shuffle, but I just want to double check, make sure I did. Cut the deck, and we'll see what we reveal. Sign a Crosswipe, Veiler, and Dive. So I guess we take a free Dive, which I'm not going to complain about. Free cards is free cards. So from here, we can go ahead and activate our Coral Anemone, and we have a couple options in the graveyard here. Now, importantly, we did not use Pascalis effect this turn. So Pascalis can actually be kind of cool here, but we don't have any names in hand right now. We don't have any level 4s in hand, which is not such a big deal. I'm trying to think if there's a way we can get to a Bahamut Shark play here. So we'll use the effect of Coral Anemone, we're going to target the Spring Girl here. And then we're going to go ahead and link off the Spring Girl into a copy of the Blue Slug. And then we're going to go chain link 1 Blue Slug, chain link 2 Spring Girl. And then we're going to activate 2 cards here. Make sure I shuffle. We're going to activate 2, or well, not activate, but mill cards off the top of the deck, equal the number of Marincess monsters we control. And then our opponent's going to take damage for every Marincess card that gets sent to the graveyard. And let's see what we excavate or mill. So we do mill a Seahorse, so they're going to take 200 time in the round, right? So now we're going to go ahead and link 3 into a copy. Honestly, here we could go into Marbled Rock since we already have the wave, although there are some times in situations like this where I would still recommend making Coral Triangle so you can just get it in the graveyard for follow-up. But here we're going to go ahead and make Marbled Rock. And now since we can activate Anemone here in grave, we'll go ahead and activate Battle Ocean to chain block the Battle Ocean effect. And Anemone is going to go ahead and add back, let's see here. We have a couple things we can get back for free, basically. So we're going to take the Spring Girl off of the Anemone, and then we're going to equip everything but the Sea Angel. Although, I guess if we already have Dive in hand, we don't need to worry about recycling Sea Angel here because we have basically both copies of Dive in rotation, and we have another one for next turn. Then at this point, we can go ahead and activate Marbled Rock, add back the Seahorse, the one we have not used yet this turn. And then we can go ahead and just summon out the Seahorse here. And then we can go ahead and link 4 into Aqua Argonaut. And, I mean, here you could argue, yes, we could go for, like, the unaffected, like the super unaffected play with, like, the Crystal Heart. But, like, it's just not necessary because we already have Wave. And we have the opportunity to make our Argonaut unaffected at any point. Yes, like, they could start with, like, Droplet, or they could start Imperm. But, like, I just don't think it's really worth the extra deck spot right now. And this is like the best case scenario too. If we would have gotten interrupted on the Sea Angel, which odds are that's probably going to happen, we probably don't have the resources to even make the full unaffected play anyways. So yeah, here we end on, you know, we have Dive plus Spring Girl follow-up, we have Nib, we have Ash, and we have the Wave live. And of course, even if they droplet this or impermanent, right, we can still use Wave. It's just up to them, you know, they have to put the pressure on them to be able to actually clear this to make it so we can't use this. So yeah, pretty standard hand there. I'm trying to think if there's a way we could have done a rank 4 play there. Hey guys, Winter from the future here. I just wanted to go back and show you guys how to actually have a rank 4 play happen there. I guess I had brainworms during that test hand. It was pretty early in the day, so I did make a minor mistake. I didn't actually add back off my Blue Slug. Apologize for that, but I wanted to go ahead and show you guys how to properly play that one out here. So went ahead and reenacted it on DB here, graveyard and hand. Everything is set up exactly the same. So we're gonna go ahead and link off that Spring Girl into Slug. We mill the Signet and the Seahorse, and the Slug is obviously gonna add back the Spring Girl. Then we're gonna go ahead and link into the Marbled Rock. We're gonna go chain link 1 Battle Ocean, chain link 2 Anemone. Anemone is gonna go ahead and add us back the Seahorse here. Then we're gonna equip 3. We're gonna activate Marbled Rock to go ahead and add back the Blue Tang. You can honestly add back the Pascalis here. I don't really think it makes too big of a difference, but either way, we're going to summon out the Seahorse. And then we're going to link into Bubble Reef instead of Aqua Argonaut here. We're going to use the Battle Ocean to equip 3 to it. And then from here, we're going to activate Spring Girl to banish, importantly, a level 4 Marincess in our graveyard. In this case, it'll be Pascalis. Could have been Blue Tang. Doesn't make a huge difference. We're still going to get Pascalis back in the grave to be able to recycle spells and traps as well via the play we're about to make. So then we're going to use Bubble Reef, discarding a water. And then we're going to go ahead and bring back the banished Pascalis, overlay them for Bahamut Shark, detaching the Pascalis, summoning out Toad here. So we kind of trade the Aqua Argonaut spell trap negate for the Omni negate, and we still have 3 interruptions in hand, plus follow up in the grave to grab back our, you know, Dive or our Wave, and we also still have Dive, and we get our draw during our opponent's standby phase, which, you know, hypothetically could be something like Droplet to go into their board, or it could be another hand trap, or it could be another Marincess name, whatever it is, and then we get another draw in our draw phase, and then the standby phase if everything. At least if the Bubble Reef survives, which odds are it's probably going to unless we're forced to use our Nibiru. But I wanted to quickly correct that one because I was watching over it while I was editing, and I'm like, that's not the best way that could have been played out, and I apologize. But yeah, hopefully I don't make any more mistakes, and yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. Alright, so just shuffling up the deck here and resetting everything. So this was our opening hand, I believe. We had the, the Nib, the Ash, the Wave, the Pascalus, and the Dive. So we're going to normal summon the Pascalus all the same. We'll go ahead and link one into the Sea Angel. This is where we would try to go ahead and grab our Battle Ocean, or in most cases, we're going to try to grab our Dive. Just keep playing. This is one of the reasons why every level 4 lower Marincess name is full combo because of Dive. But now that we have Dive already, we have the luxury to get Battle Ocean, which allows us to summon things from deck, which is really nice. So we're going to try to go ahead and activate the Sea Angel here. Search. They're going to go ahead and Ash, Impermit, Valor it, whatever. Yeah, so now we're going to go ahead and activate Dive, target the Pascalus, and then from here we're going to go ahead and link these off into a copy of Splash Mage. And this is where Splash Mage does come up sometimes. It doesn't always come up, but it does come up clutch when it does. Then we're going to activate Splash Mage targeting the Pascalus, and then we're going to link these two off into Anemone. I'm sure most people have probably seen this play a lot already. This is a play that you can make pre-support to. It did come up quite a bit, and then Anemone's going to go ahead and bring back the Splash Mage here. And then we're going to go ahead and link 4 into a link of our choosing. Since, we don't have access to Battle Ocean, we don't have access to Sleeping Maiden, we're going to go ahead and make the Great Bubble Reef. And we also have Wave in hand too, so it just all kind of works out. Then we can use Anemone here to go ahead and recycle a card. I'm going to recycle the Sea Angel since we have a way to get back our Dive next turn with the Pascalus. The only rough thing here, though, is that we don't really guarantee ourselves, a normal summon play next turn. That's the only rough thing. I guess you could argue you could put back the Pascalus to your hand, but then if you want a normal Pascalus to get into a Dive, I'm only playing one Sea Angel, so you can't just normal it and link it to get back into Dive, basically off this. So I think it probably makes more, and then even then next turn if you banish this, right, add this back, then you don't have a play either. So I guess it's probably just better to stay safe here and just add back the Pascalus, just so we have at least a normal summon next turn, and we have a water that we can discard off of Bubble Reef. So I guess that makes the most sense. If we had another name, hands down, we put back the Marincess Angel back into our extra deck for sure. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Next turn, we're going to go ahead and banish the Splash Mage. We're going to go ahead and draw. We draw Sign Up Mining, and then we're going to probably hit them with a bunch of hand traps, draw during our draw phase, and then draw during our standby phase off the Bubble Reef. And we'll probably banish the Anemone, and then we have a discard, so we go ahead and bring back the Anemone, which can bring back the Sea Angel, which gets us Marble Rock, which adds back 2 cards, right? Adds back the Sea Angel, adds back the Dive, and then we're pretty much chilling from there. Still have 3 interruptions off just 1 Pascalus with that particular hand, and that's with our, one of our best links getting hit with a hand trap. Yeah, the only difference is there, it's either the Bubble Reef if the Angel gets hit, or it's Argonaut with more follow-up if the Angel doesn't get hit. So it's just an extra interruption that they're essentially turning off. But if we didn't have Dive there already in hand and they hit Sea Angel, then it's pretty much just pass turn. I would set the Wave at that point, obviously, because you can't use it from hand if you have a link 1 or 2. But setting it, I still think is very, very important because you still at least guarantee somewhat yourself another interruption during their turn. It's basically just going to act like an Imperm, and you'll have the Nib to combo with it, and you'll also have Ash too to stop, key cards like Branded Fusion and an Enchantress and, Chaos Space, right? As long as you're not trying to play into Gamma, right? Or stopping Fractals or whatever it may be. Ash just a very, very strong card. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle up here real quick. I am going to do a quick pile shuffle really fast. And hopefully we can showcase some Shark combos this video. I think, like I said in the deck profile, at least I said it in one of the recordings, so I filmed the deck profile twice because the other recording was too long. I think it was like 34 minutes, and I was really trying to be fast, but I also recorded it very late in the night, which I think was kind of a mistake because I forgot to talk about certain talking points that I wanted to bring up, so I ended up re-recording it anyways. But the Shark engine, I think, is like the best way to play the deck, in my personal opinion. Just because like Abyss Shark is just such a high, like, I don't even know how to say it. Like, it's just like a very powerful card in the deck that allows you to like enhance a lot of your combos. And this hand is going to be almost a full house. Okay. So we have triple Valor, which that's funny. 1 Ash, so we have 4 interruptions on our opponent's turn plus Abyss Shark. Now, I know you might be thinking, oh, like Abyss Shark, you know, it bricked you, right? But, like, a lot of the other Marincess lists, whether it's pure or, you know, whatever the build is, right, you usually only typically play 14 to 15 Marincess names. That's if you're playing 3 Seahorse, 3 Spring Girl, 3 Blue Tang, 2 Pascalis, 1 Mandarin, plus 3 Cyanide Mining. That is 15. I don't think I've ever seen a profile running more than 15 names, and I'm playing 14 in this list. Like, it's usually 15 to 14, and like the shark stuff, the slots that it takes up never conflicts with the, you know, Marincess lineup, because the deck has so much room. So like, saying this is a card that can potentially brick your hand is, like, I don't think a super valid or fair point. I've seen some people play Talents in this deck to help beat hand traps, but I think Abyss Shark does the same thing. You could argue, like, oh, Talents, you know, could be better in certain situations, but like, Talents going first is only going to be good if you draw a playable hand with it. Same thing with Abyss Shark. So they're both kind of like, they both have their problems, you know, to see hands like this. Essentially, they're not engine cards unless they have another card with them. But our 6th card is Forbidden Droplets, and then our next card is Ghost Ogre, then our next card is Silent Angler, and then Ash, and then Wave, and then, okay, I was like, I swear I play Marincess cards, alright. That's an unfortunate hand. I mean, once we drew the Silent Angler, we could make Bahamut into Iria by normaling the Silent Angler, especially in the Shark, summoning another Angler, overlaying the 2 Anglers into Bahamut, summon Toad, and then link the Bahamut and the Abyss Shark into Iria, the Water Charmer, or Anemone. And, you know, if they clear the Iria, can't speak, you know, we get a search of, like, Blue Tang. And obviously Toad will recycle, like, an Abyss Shark or a Silent Angler back to her hand. Probably want to recycle an Angler since Abyss Shark would be dead at that point. And that's kind of how you play that out. And hope that your 3 Valors, your Droplet, your Ash, and Ogre are going to be enough to keep your opponent slowed down. Odds are, you know, it might not work if you don't have anything to put up on field. But let's draw into another hand here and see what we get. We have Abyss Shark, Silent Angler, Pascalis, Battle Ocean, and Droplet. Yeah. So this hand is actually going to showcase the combo that I wanted to show you guys, which is Abyss Shark plus any level 4 Marincess. Pretty standard combo, not super crazy. It works with, like I said, any level 4 Marincess. Blue Tang is obviously the best, but opening the you know, Pascalis here will work just fine. So we're going to go ahead and normal summon Pascalis, obviously. We're not going to activate the effect. Then we're going to declare the effect of Abyss Shark here, and it's really nice since we have Battle Ocean in this hand too. We're going to declare the effect of Abyss Shark, and then we're going to go ahead and search. You know, it's all one effect, to summon, to search, and then the next time you deal damage with a number monster, attacking another opponent's monster, the damage is double. It's all one effect. So it's a card that does like 3 things when you try to summon it. Kind of crazy. Then from here, we're going to summon the Silent Angler. Now that might seem like, oh, that's a little too early, but we really don't need to summon from our hand for the rest of the turn to be able to achieve what we need to achieve. So we're going to go ahead and summon out the Squalo Bahamut, activate effect, and we're going to summon out the Totally Awesome here on the 5th summon. In one of my matches against Despia, he was maining Nibiru, which I honestly wasn't expecting, but it had Blue Tang Abyss Shark, and played it safe, still ended my full combo, didn't miss out anything, and still beat the Nibiru, which is obviously very, very important. So now we're going to go ahead and link 2 with all of that into a copy of Anemone, and then we're going to activate Anemone here, and we're going to revive the Pascalis, then we're going to link the Pascalis into a copy of the Sea Angel. Sea Angel effect to go ahead and add a spell from our deck to our hand, and then we're going to go ahead and add a copy of Marincess Dive. So now we have Dive plus Battle Ocean, which is insane for a combo like this, and we can definitely get to our full board plus a Searched Wave. So yeah, we're going to activate Battle Ocean now, and then we're going to go ahead and activate Dive, and we're going to choose a summon from the deck, and we're going to summon out Blue Tang. We'll put this over here, and then Blue Tang is going to go ahead and send a copy of Mandarin, just as, you know, a nice graveyard extender. Obviously, no real point in sending something like Seahorse or Spring Girl, since, you know, if they do get added to our hand, we can't summon them right now because we are under the continuous restriction of Silent Angler for the rest of the turn, where we can't summon any monsters from our hand. So now we're going to go ahead and do have a couple options here, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and link off the Coral and the Blue Tang into a copy of the other Coral. And then we're going to do our Chainlinks as follows. Chainlink 1 Battle Ocean, Chainlink 2 Blue Tang, Chainlink 3 Anemone, and Anemone is going to target the Dive to go ahead and add back. And then Blue Tang is going to go ahead and activate 3. Let's see if we hit anything. We hit a Spring Girl. No sense in taking a second dive there if we, can help it. So we'll take the Spring Girl for free. Obviously, we can't summon it right now, but doesn't make too big of a difference. One thing you'll notice about this combo line, too, is that we have not summoned Blue Slug, which is kind of nice. So right now, if we wanted to, we could just go ahead and activate the Mandarin, targeting the Sea Angel. And then we can link these off into, like, an Argonaut. Yeah, I'd probably go Argonaut here. 100% go Argonaut for an extra interruption. And then we're going to go ahead and equip 1, equip 2, and here, we could equip the Sea Angel, but, we don't really need to worry about recycling it this turn, so we can just go ahead and equip that one there. And then we can go ahead and link this off. This, of course, will get banished, and then we're going to summon out the Blue Slug this late in the combo, and sometimes summoning Blue Slug late combo, or not even summoning it at all, is really nice, because in other hands, where you have, like, a dive play or a Spring Girl play, it lets you, like, link into something, and possibly extend past Nibiru to do, like, a Splash Mage play, to at least get into something like Marbled Rock. Then we're going to activate Blue Slug. Blue Slug will target back the Tang. And, yeah. That is pretty much it for our combo. Oh, also, I just realized I never searched off of Wave, which I guess we could have just discarded this to go search it. I was like, we're missing something. There should be an extra interruption here. So we're going to go ahead and search our Wave, and then we link off with everything that we had. And we still have, Spring Girl. We still have the Blue Tang in hand. We have the Wave. We have the extra dive. I think that all checks out well. And then we can set the Droplet, which we can drop it during their turn, sending off like the Angel, the Anemone, or the Triangle to negate something, and they can't respond with monsters because it says original type they can't respond with. We have the Spell Trap negate here from Argonaut. We have the negate from Toad. We have the Wave, and like I said, the drop. So 1, 2, 3, 4 interruptions, plus like so many forms of follow-up right now, which is really, really strong. So yeah, that was just the combo with a level 4 and Abyss Shark. Normally we got lucky and we saw the Battle Ocean there. Normally you're probably going to end on a Bubble Reef instead, unless you open up the Blue Tang, because that can send Mandarin, which lets you get to Argonaut, plus Toad, plus Searched Wave. Most of the time, Abyss Shark is still going to get you Toad plus Searched Wave with just the Bubble Reef, if you open up just like any random level 4. So yeah, that's it for that test hand. I'm going to go up and shuffle up here, and we'll go ahead and do like probably 3 more test hands. I think we'll do 5 for this video. I think that should be enough. And if, again, if you guys have any questions about anything, or if I messed anything up, let me know down in the comment section below. All right, so just finishing up shuffling the deck here to swap a camera battery over real quick, but let's go ahead and draw into our next test hand here and see what we can do. No, don't give me triple Veiler again. We have Veiler, Wave, Droplet, Signet Crosswipe, and Destiny Draw. We have Signet Mining as our 5th card, so we definitely get there. We still have 2 going second cards, which is really nice. What would our 6th card have been? Copy of Spring Girl, which is really good. So yeah, with this hand here, we could actually sign up mining away the Wave, and we can just get it back off of something like Marbled Rock later in the combo. So I think that's what I'm going to do here. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of Wave, because this is really not necessary for our combo right now. And again, we can just get it back later on. And if I can only grab one Marincess name right now, it's going to be the Blue Tang. And we're going to normal summon Blue Tang here. And we're going to activate Blue Tang's effect. And I guess we'll showcase this combo line here too, where we're going to go ahead and send Sleepy Maiden from the deck to the grave. And the reason I like this line a lot is because this shows that Blue Tang is basically 2 interruptions on its own. Like not counting anything else. So then we can go ahead and link off the Blue Tang into a copy of the Blue Slug. We'll go Chainlink to Blue Tang, Chainlink 1 Slug, targeting the Sleepy Maiden. Go ahead and add back. We'll activate the top 3, see what we find. We do not hit anything. Abyss Shark loves to be revealed off of the Blue Tang, and we'll tell you that. That does seem to be a common occurrence. And we also have kind of like our out to Mystic Mine right now in this hand, which is the Crosswipe. Could be just something like Cosmic Cyclone, but I do like kind of the utility of Crosswipe, being able to get rid of any card rather than just a spell trap. Now we're going to activate Sleepy Maiden, target the Blue Slug, and then we're going to go ahead and link these off into a copy of the Anemone here. I guess another thing I should have noted is that we really shouldn't have used the blue tang effect there. It doesn't matter because we didn't hit anything, I guess. I think what you should do in this line is not use blue tang to chain block the blue slug, but instead when you use Anemone to bring back the blue tang, you use blue tang now to go ahead and chain block the sea angel, which is arguably more important. And I mean, the only thing you're chain blocking the blue slug from there is Ghost Bell, which is like not in the format at all right now. And if they had Imperm or Veiler, it also just doesn't matter because you can't chain block those cards anyways, right? I guess you could argue Ghost Ogre could chain block it, but I feel like if you really are trying to protect a valuable card to get it searched through, I think going for Sea Angel is more prevalent. But we're just going to go ahead and search Dive here. You could search Battle Ocean, but I think searching Dive here is just more important in terms of trying to go for our combo line. You could have gone Battle Ocean and then done like a Splash Mage route. I guess that's another thing that you could have done potentially. But I think this gives us the best of both worlds here. So now we're going to go ahead and link these off into the Coral Triangle. And then we're going to activate Anemone here to go ahead and recycle the triangle, or recycle a card. We're going to go ahead and add back the wave here. Or no, we don't even need to go into Coral Triangle. What am I doing? We're going to go into Marbled Rock since we already opened the... it's just habit to make the Coral Triangle at this point. So Anemone's going to go ahead and recycle the wave. And then we can use Marbled Rock here to go ahead and add back a free card essentially for next turn. I am going to go ahead and add back the Blue Tang. Yeah, and then we're going to activate the Dive here, targeting the Sleepy Maiden. And then we're going to link off the Marbled and the Sleepy into a copy of, where is it, Aqua Argonaut. And you're like, we don't have Battle Ocean, how is it in a gate, right? Well, we're going to use the secret effect of Sleepy Maiden here to banish it, to go ahead and equip this Aqua Argonaut with a link from our grave. So we're going to equip it with the Coral Anemone. You could equip it with the Marbled Rock if you want, but I think just equipping it with just the Anemone is fine. And then we're going to set our Signet Crosswipe, we're going to set our Forbidden Droplet, and we're going to hold there basically on 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5 interruptions off of just Blue Tang with that hand. Obviously, you know, we did open a couple of the interruptions, but at least these two would have been searchable and doable with just the Blue Tang. Everything else is bonus. And odds are, like, if you're opening just Blue Tang, the only other cards you're drawing are probably hand traps. That's just usually how it goes with this deck. Otherwise, it's just Blue Tang and hand traps, or it's Blue Tang and a ton of different Marincess names and no hand traps. At that point, you can probably have the ability to make like a Bahamut Shark and add like another interruption to the board anyways, using just your engine cards. So yeah, that's it for that test hand. That showcased, I think, a pretty important combo there that I think I also showcased in the combo video that I uploaded a few weeks back. If you guys want to see some combos you can do with like Swap Frog and stuff, definitely check out that combo video. There were some Swap Frog combos there. But this video is probably just going to aim to show some like more random hands, right? Not pre-selected combos. Show you what you can do on the fly, and also try to show you guys some Abyss Shark combos, which if we don't end up drawing Blue Tang plus Abyss Shark, I will show that at the end of the video. Instead of doing like a last random test hand, we'll just make that the chosen combo here. So we're just going to go ahead and finish shuffling. We'll go ahead and cut the deck and just see what we can draw into. We draw Spring Girl, Blue Tang, Crosswipe, Ash Blossom, and Ash Blossom. So this hand is really nice. So we'll go ahead and normal summon out the Blue Tang. We're going to go ahead and activate the effect. And thinking on exactly what I would like to send, I think I'm going to go ahead and send a copy of Mandarin here. And then we're going to go ahead and link off the Blue Tang into a copy of the Slug. Now, this is a little weird. I guess we don't have to send Mandarin here, if I'm being totally honest. Because we're just going to add back the Mandarin anyways, and that doesn't do us a whole lot. So, yeah, I think I'm actually going to go ahead and send the Seahorse here. And then we can chain block our Blue Slug to go ahead and add back the Seahorse. And, of course, we'll activate the Blue Tang first, so we can obviously chain block, like I said. We're going to reveal Sleepy, Signet, and Veiler. We'll just take the free card there because free cards are free cards. And we'll also get back our Seahorse. So we're just +1 right now, basically for free. 6 cards in hand. And now from here, we can go ahead and special summon out Seahorse, and we can go ahead and link this off for the Sea Angel. Now, I want to bring up something important here as well, is that normally I would summon Spring Girl here, like, all the time, and banish the Blue Tang, so I can go Chain Link 1 Sea Angel, Chain Link 2 Spring Girl, Mill 2, add a spell, right? I would normally do that because I want to protect from Ash, but with this hand right here, like, I want to try to go for a rank 4 combo, because if I banish the Blue Tang from the grave, it is going to make it a little bit harder to be able to accomplish said combo. Although, if we have Sleepy Maiden in hand, we might have a line where if we make Bubble Reef, we can go ahead and actually summon out this by discarding that. I'm trying to think here. We just leave the Seahorse in our hand. Actually, you know what? I am gonna try this. We're gonna do this line. We're gonna summon Spring Girl by banishing the Blue Tang, and then we're gonna Chain Link 1 Spring Girl, Chain Link 2 Chain Link 2 Spring Girl, Chain Link 1 Sea Angel. I'm losing my mind here. So we do Millipascalis, which is kind of cool. So our opponent's gonna take 200, and then we guarantee ourselves a search here. Well, in quotes, guarantee, right? Nothing's guaranteed because they could have like you know, a Veiler or an Imperm again, or they could have Ghost Mourner, I guess. We know that card isn't super popular at the moment. And then we're going to go ahead and activate Battle Ocean here. And from here, we can go ahead and just do our standard line. And also, milling the Pascalis is kind of free at this point, because now we can actually just go ahead and use Battle Ocean, go ahead and equip these two. And then we can use the Coral targeting the Pascalis. We can use Pascalis effect here, but I'm also trying to see, I mean, we'd still have a backup like plan through Nibiru, which is to summon Sleepy Maiden and then link off the token and Sleepy into a Water Charmer. So like that's still our backup plan at the end of the day, which isn't like a terrible backup plan. Plus we have Ash, and I guess we could technically just leave the Sleepy on field to make Crosswipe live. I guess that's also something you could technically do. But Nibiru with this hand is going to be kind of rough. I suppose we could use the Pascalis here to bring out the Seahorse. That way it's just on field without having to use its in-hand effect. Then at this point, we're going to go ahead and link these off into a copy of the, and these will go to the grave as well, into a copy of the Coral Triangle. Yeah, so like one of the best things you can try to do when playing around Nibiru with this deck is like trying to use as little resources as possible until you get to a point where you feel like your opponent like has a good reason to actually hit with the Nibiru. And usually they'll do it like on the Coral Summon, or they'll do it right here when they're trying, either trying to go ahead and search wave, or they'll wait for you just to get to your Link 4 anyways. If they see you're not going to make the unaffected board, which obviously we're pretty much never going to go for, so they'll wait till the end, and then you can like make a play afterwards. You know, summon Sleepy, and if we had like a Bishark in our hand, we could resolve that and go into like Stealth Craig in line. But yeah, so now we're going to go Chain Link 1 Ocean, Chain Link 2 Anemone. Anemone's just going to add back Spring Girl here, and then we're just going to go ahead and equip 3. And then we're going to go ahead and activate the Coral Triangle, discarding the Spring Girl here to go ahead and search out Wave. And there we go, we'll just go ahead and add the Wave. We can discard the Spring Girl here since like we've already used that name. It being in our hand for the rest of the turn doesn't really serve too huge a purpose. And then at this point, we can go ahead and let's see here. Also, I guess another thing I'm just noticing on the fly right now is that let's say our opponent does hit us with a Nibiru right now, right? They give us token, and we still have a Sleepy Maiden play. And at that point, everything goes to the grave, and we can still actually, yeah, that's actually kind of saying Crosswipe kind of goes in right here. And I want to show this. So let's say our opponent goes ahead and hits us with Nibiru, right? Rock comes down, they stop us from getting into our Link 4, right? That's going to kind of hurt. They give us this beautiful Watt Woodpecker token, and we only have a Sleepy Maiden play. So we'll activate Sleepy Maiden, targeting the Battle Ocean. So this is on our field now. We obviously couldn't link this into a Sea Angel or a Slug if we wanted to, because they take level 4 or lower. We had the option to go ahead and actually link for the Water Charmer. But what we can do instead is activate Sign at Crosswipe and tribute a Cyberse monster, then target one card on the field and destroy it. So we'll go ahead and get rid of our own Nibiru token. And at this point, our opponent is the only one that controls a monster, so we can go ahead and use Coral Triangle Engrave, because you can use both of its effects the same turn. And then go ahead and bring out Anemone and bring out the Sea Angel, just like that. And then we can go ahead and link these three into, we'll link those two into a link 3, which will be Marbled Rock, and then we can activate Battle Ocean here, but we don't really need to. And then we can activate Marbled Rock to add back the Seahorse, which we have not summoned from hand yet. Slap this down onto the field, and then go ahead and make a link 4 into, I definitely go for the Argonaut here. And then we're going to go ahead and equip the Marbled Rock, the Anemone, and we'll go ahead and equip the Blue Slug. And just like that, we still end on 3 interruptions through Nibiru. Obviously, if we didn't get hit with Nibiru there, the play was still to make Argonaut, and then we could actually go ahead and make this completely different play. I know during that combo I was talking about how could we make a rank 4 play possible, and you know, again, as I was editing, I was like, wait a minute, this probably could have been played out a little bit better. Don't know what was wrong with me, and I apologize again. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. We're just going to set up the hand like it was in the video. That pesky double Ash Blossom. So starts off pretty much the same normal Blue Tang. Dump the Seahorse and then go for the Slug here. And then Slug is going to go ahead and add back the Seahorse. And obviously Blue Tang will go ahead and chain block that effect. And then we're going to go ahead and add the Seahorse. Now here I debated whether or not I should use the Spring Girl or if I should use the Seahorse. And originally I wanted to go with the Seahorse. And you know what they say, always go with your gut feeling, because I think I was on to the right thing. But you know, when you're trying to keep a continuous train of thought while you're filming a video, you tend to miss some things. So that's why it's nice to be able to go back and look at it after the fact. So we'll summon the Seahorse here like I wanted to do originally. Go for the Sea Angel. And, you know, if they have a hand trap for the Sea Angel, it's whatever. We can still achieve a decent end board here, especially with the Sleepy Maiden that we got off the Blue Tang, which was a huge reveal. But we're going to go ahead and grab our Battle Ocean. We don't need Dive at this point. We're going to go ahead and link 2 for the Anemone. Anemone effect, target the Blue Tang in our grave. Then we're going to summon out Spring Girl, and then we're going to banish the Blue Slug, overlay for Bahamut Shark here, and then go ahead and, you know, activate Bahamut, detach the Blue Tang, and then summon out Toad. And then we're going to activate Sleepy Maiden, target the Battle Ocean, and then link off those into Coral Triangle. We can't go for Coral Triangle with Bahamut and Anemone because it needs 2+ Marincess monsters, so don't cheat. And then we're going to go into Battle Ocean, Chainlink 1, Anemone, Chainlink 2. We're going to go ahead and add back the Blue Tang, and then we're going to go ahead and equip. Then we're going to activate Coral Triangle, discarding the Blue Tang to go ahead and add our Wave. And then we're going to link off the Coral Triangle and the Bahamut Shark into Aqua Argonaut. And then activate Battle Ocean one last time to equip 3. Set the Crosswipe and pass turn with the Toad, the Argonaut, the Wave, the Ash, and the Crosswipe. So plenty of interruptions there, plus lots of follow-up with the Anemone and a Coral Triangle play potentially. And yeah. Now the board I showed you guys in the combo that came before this, I think that's totally valid as well. I just thought that, you know, anti-Nibiru play was really spicy. Thought of it on the fly. Super cool to see that. Yeah, let's get back into the video. All right, so we're going to quickly go ahead and show off just Blue Tang Abyss Shark here. This has got to be my favorite combo to go for here. So we're going to normal summon Blue Tang. We're going to activate its effects, and we're pretty much always going to go ahead and send the Mandarin off of this unless your hand doesn't allow for it. Then you want to send something else. But I think Mandarin here probably makes the most sense. And then we're going to go ahead and link. Well, we're not linking yet. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. We're going to use the Abyss Shark here. And if they have Ash Abyss Shark, like, it's just business as usual. You just go about doing your normal standard combo. So this is going to look a little bit familiar to the combo we did earlier in the video, but this one's going to be a little bit better. We're going to summon the Angler, and then we're going to overlay the Angler and the Blue Tang for the Squall of Bahamut effect. Go ahead and detach, summon Toad. I would summon Toad like in the far left or right zones if you can, because I don't think that's going to conflict with anything. I guess you could also put it in the middle, put an Anemone here on the left side, and Sea Angel on underneath it, because that won't conflict with any zones either, I don't think. Now that we have Toad up on the 5th summon, importantly, we're going to go ahead and make Coral. Coral is going to activate its effect to go ahead and target the Blue Tang Engrave. Then we're going to link the Blue Tang off, and we haven't used its link effect here, which is huge. Like, we get so much value out of this combo. We never really give them a good time to hand trap, and if they do try to Nibiru us, we do have the Toad to go ahead and just take it from them, basically. So Chain Link 1, well, Chain Link 2, Chain Link 1. Let's say we don't get anything off the Blue Tang, right? Just to make it like worst case scenario here. Blue Tang doesn't give us a card. It just reveals like 3 effect Veilers, like it always does. And then we're gonna go ahead and activate the Battle Ocean. And then we have the Mandarin Engrave. Again, this is why Mandarin comes in very clutch, because again, it's the only Marincess card in the archetype, I believe, that can summon itself from the grave. Of course, it takes a little bit of setup, but it does it. So we're gonna activate Mandarin, targeting the Sea Angel, and then we're gonna link these off into Coral Triangle, Chainlink 1 Battle Ocean, Chainlink 2 Anemone. Anemone is gonna go ahead and target the Blue Tang to go ahead and add back, and then we're gonna activate Coral Triangle to discard the Blue Tang. Go ahead and search out the best trap in the entire deck, which was like almost, we would have revealed that off of Blue Tang, which is funny, I think. And even if we did reveal it off Blue Tang, I still would have probably gone for Coral Triangle, just because like having it in the graveyard setup is huge. So we grab our wave, and then from here we're gonna go ahead and link off the Mandarin. This will get banished, obviously, via its own effect. Then we're going to make the Blue Slug. Blue Slug will just go ahead and add back the Tang for follow-up. And then we're going to link off the Coral Triangle and the Slug into a copy of the Aqua Argonaut. And then we're going to go ahead and equip it with 3 cards. We'll equip it with this, this, and this. You could leave this in the grave if you're worried about them like hitting it with a Cosmic, and you could like equip it with this. I guess that's something you could do, like to like try to play around that so you don't lose this, then they have to hit it with like a graveyard effect. But, yeah, I mean, if your opponent's going to hit you with Cosmic, they're probably going to hit the Battle Ocean, not going to hit the Coral Triangle. I feel like that's just the more likely scenario. But we still end with Aqua Argonaut, Toad, with the wave in hand, and we basically get the main card that we used to start this entire combo back to our hand as well. And we'd still have another, you know, like 2 cards, or 3 cards in hand, which in this case might have been these 3 cards. So we have Nib and Droplet on top of that, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 interruptions, one of which they maybe can't respond to, which is kind of insane. You can even drop it for 4, sending off like all of these. They can't respond with monsters and spells. Like, it kind of just adds up. So yeah, or you could even like activate Wave and then chain Droplet, sending off this, this, and this, and then they can't respond with monsters, spells, or traps, which just makes this a god card. Kind of a cool thing you do, or you just send off the Cyanide Mining that you'd have in hand, like an extra spell. But yeah, that's it for this combo video. There's still like a lot of lines I'm trying to like figure out right now, with like Abyss Shark, like opening Abyss Shark and Mandarin, opening Abyss Shark and Seahorse, right? Like, cause like mapping out like Abyss Shark and level 4 combos is like very easy, but like trying to make the most out of this card when you have just like Mandarin or Seahorse, which again is why I only play 2 Seahorse, because I just would rather see a level 4 with the Abyss Shark than a not level 4. But yeah, hope you guys were able to learn something. I definitely learned something with that cross-white play. Very, very cool. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like you did. As always, Winter Kill signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one. And like always, a huge thank you goes to our Divine Level channel members who are Tweeter0226, Pony Start, Cadillacs84, Justin Lamb, and HDH Cyber. Thank you guys so much, like always, for your extremely kind and generous support of the channel.